What is going on, Houston, Texas? Baby, today it's Friday, the first Friday of a new month in June, and I hope you guys are being as productive as possible. There are many things that you can really get a hold of with your life. I would say this one thing: always look at what you are best at, right? For me, I am really good on thinking on my feet, adapting, and pretty much a quick learner. So I use those things to catapult me into any arena that I choose to go into. But I love doing this for you guys. I love giving you guys update on the Houston Texans because first of all, I love this team. I love this city. And I enjoy the fans, man. I really enjoy all my subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber yet, consider subscribing, man. We give you every breaking news, anything related to the Houston Texans you will find on this channel, man. We don't miss a beat. And that is no pun intended to all the Houston rappers, baby. H-Town. Let's get it. Today we'll be discussing Mr. Tim Jernigan, Mr. In the Cut, Mr. Not coming to Houston, Texas anymore, as he announced on his Instagram, man. Look, I've been saying it in previous videos. I've been talking about why isn't Tim Jernigan signed? Why isn't Tim Jernigan signed? I knew it was definitely COVID related. I knew, especially because with the way that they talked about David Johnson when they brought him in, they actually trusted some of the doctors. Actually, look, the Houston Texans actually sent some doctors that they trusted or that resided wherever David Johnson was and trusted that source as one to say that David Johnson is healthy and ready to go. Obviously, we know that not only by that test, but by every video that he's posted. But the Tim Jernigan, on the opposite, his doctor cleared him. According to D-Stat, he posted it on Sports Illustrated, man, as he is a writer for them. And, you know, he basically said, look, his doctors have cleared him. But for some reason, the Houston Texans did not fly him in, did not wait till today, which today in the NFL, coaches are allowed back in the building. I think they're only allowing 100 coaches in the building. I think we have less than that. So pretty much everyone that's on the coaching staff should be in the building today. And so, you know, they did not even choose to wait till today or even next week to bring in Tim Jernigan for a physical, which had me thinking, had my wheels spinning as to what happened. This was announced way before the draft in April. O'Brien had a press conference where he talked about how good of an addition Tim Jernigan was going to be.
I think that, you know, I don't think I'm not saying, Christy, that you're going to be able to replace that player in the draft. That's really not what I'm saying either. I'm just saying overall, when you look at that position, we feel good about that position. Obviously, JJ there, and Angelo Blackson, and we signed Timmy Jernigan, which was a big get for us to be able to bring Timmy Jernigan onto our roster, which is somebody I didn't mention earlier, but I should have. But I still think we've got to add depth there.
How great of a move that was for them. And then all of a sudden now, according to Tim Jernigan, and now, of course, according to many people in the Houston media, he will not be joining. He will not be signing with the Houston Texans, which means that now you definitely need to replace that production. Listen, as defensive tackle, you obviously have rookie Blacklock. You obviously have Brandon Dunn. You obviously have Blackson. But man, I feel like you definitely need a bigger presence in the middle, especially when it comes to Anthony Weaver's defense. We talked about Anthony Weaver. We've said that the reason why his defense is so great, especially with the amount of blitzing and sacks that he records, is because the pressure is coming from the middle, so the double teams are being forced in the middle, which opens up wide for all the blitzes to come through. And if you don't have somebody to really accompany Blacklock in the middle and make some type of pressure on the quarterback, this defense will be the same as last year. So it's very important that they bring in someone by next week, which I I'm sure they will. I believe Wilson reported that they are looking to basically, replace Tim Jernigan's signing that didn't go through. And so, D-Stat also said it in his article that they are looking for another veteran. It's definitely going to be a veteran, which has opened up a lot of questions and a lot of speculations around Jadeveon Clowney. Listen, Jadeveon Clowney has and openly said that he is willing to return to the Houston Texans. Now, have the Houston Texans been in contact with Jadeveon Clowney? That is something yet to see. I have not heard anything on that, but I've also have not heard it being denied, which means it is a possibility. A lot of people don't like the move because for a lot of people, it doesn't make sense. But to me, Jadeveon Clowney is one of the best run stuffers and run blockers. And if you already have a big guy like Blacklock, you could definitely rotate Jadeveon Clowney, J.J. Watt inside, Minahu. Definitely see that rotation happening. You definitely have Jacob Martin. You definitely will see times where Grenard is used of blitzing or rushing on the outside. So I don't put anything past the Texans, especially with Jadeveon Clowney. If he wants to stay here, look, he already passed up on a big deal with the Cleveland Browns. And that was the highest offer, I believe. They did not discuss details, but they did say that was the highest offer that any team has given Jadeveon Clowney. So at this point, it is all about having the potential to win a Super Bowl. And listen, if you offer Jadeveon Clowney a 1 year and say, hey, you know what? You want money, you want a bigger contract, we want a Super Bowl. Come in for a year, we win the Super Bowl, someone is definitely guaranteed to give you a contract that you are looking for long term. And so, look, with Seattle, they offered him less money, but he decided not to sign. So to me, he doesn't feel like Seattle is a winning team. Otherwise, he would have taken a pay cut. Does he feel that way about the Texans? I don't know. Like I said, at this point, it's only been about Jadeveon Clowney and what he has stated, which is that he is open to returning to the Houston Texans. But moving on from that, man, the other option that they do have is Everson Griffin. Everson Griffin would be someone on the outside. He definitely would demand a big contract. We're not talking about $8 or $9 million. We're talking about the full cap that we have here, which is anywhere from 10 to 19 million. Whether they're willing to do that, I don't know. To me, I'll pass up on it. And the third option, which I believe early on when we signed Tim Jernigan, the first attempt was to sign Snacks with the Houston Texans. That didn't go through. Apparently, someone had reported that they were in talks with Snacks, and Snacks came out on Twitter and said that that was not true and that was false. How true that is, we don't really know. But I know that he wanted to be in Dallas. Now, Dallas has already confirmed that their priority is to sign Dak Prescott. That's it. That is what they are most concerned about this offseason. And after that, they've stated that they do want to see if they can go and trade for Jamal Adams from the Jets, which then I think that eliminates the option of Snacks coming into the Dallas Cowboys. And if he truly wants to be in Texas, then his other option to me falls with the Houston Texans. My other thing is, not only do you now have to bring a defensive lineman, but you still got to fix that safety room. Now, O'Brien stated this in his press conference before the draft, where he talked about the trade with Brandon Cooks and all the free agents that he brought in. And he said that they were looking to also add more depth at this safety position. Now, I find it pretty interesting that in his just recent press conference that he had with the media, and we'll talk about that either tomorrow or Sunday in more depth, but he said that basically he knew why Kenny Stills was taking a knee, and he also knew why Eric Reed was taking a knee. Now, earlier this week, the Houston Texans retweeted that they were listening on Blackout Tuesday, and Eric Reed then quote tweeted and said blackballed. Now, his major thing, Eric Reed's major thing, is not only the hypocrisy that the NFL has with this protesting, but he also stated it yesterday on Twitter that until they hire the guy who basically brought awareness to this protest, which is Colin Kaepernick, and someone in the NFL actually brings him into a team, he is not feeding into the BS that the NFL is trying to feed. So there is more to look at that. It looks like Eric Reid is protesting. It seems like he's very well off. It seems like Justin Reid is who wants Eric Reid here more than anything. And that seems just more of a desire to play with your brother. And hey, who wouldn't want to play with a family member out there, especially when they're both talented and great at what they do? So more to come with that. There definitely is other safety options, but like I said, I don't condone the Tony Jefferson. The dude is barely healing and rehabilitating. I am not down for that. But man, what went wrong with the Tim Jernigan? I don't know. Did he come back and ask for more money? I don't know. Did the Texans get sniff of some particular player saying, hey, I'm willing to sign for this? And to make space for that move, they said, we'll have to, not sign Tim Jernigan. I'm not too sure. I mean, the numbers on Tim Jernigan is like $1 million or something. $3 million, I think the deal was for a year. So it's not adding too much to that cap space. I've heard people say that they don't think the Texans are bringing anyone in, but it's already been reported that they are looking to add another veteran, especially to replace the Tim Jernigan signing. But like I said, not only do they need to bring in help in that front seven, but they need to bring help in the safety position. It is a must, man. It is a must. And don't put it past you that they also need help on the offensive line. Now, I would put the offensive line maybe third in priority of what they need. You definitely need, I would say safety would be the number one. Defensive line will be the number two. And three will be offensive line. We're definitely in a better position than a lot of more teams in the NFL that need a lot more. I would say the Packers, right? They definitely need a lot more on the offense. They didn't go and grab it in the draft. They wasted picks like on, their backup QB, right? And, you look at Pittsburgh. They capitalized on the draft. The Ravens capitalized on the draft. The Chiefs capitalized on the draft. I feel like we capitalized on the draft because we are in a place where we don't need that many people, for instance, in the corner position. We don't need that more people in the linebacker position. The defensive line, we just need to add one more. Safety, one more. And offensive line, one more. And we'll be set for this season. Shout out to the NBA. Shout out to the NBA, man. Looks like they are going to have a 20-team invite. I believe it will be in Orlando where they'll be competing. I think it's 8 games that they'll be having. And from there, they will be going into the playoffs. Everybody playing in the same place. So that'll be interesting to come. I think, I don't know if when the release of when that's going to start, maybe in July sometime. So it'll be interesting because it looks like it'll carry on through the NFL season. So you might be watching a Texans game at noon. And then you might be watching a Rockets playoff game at night. And I am completely for that. Man, you guys take it easy. It is a new weekend. Relax. Take some time for yourself. Invest in yourself. And most importantly, man, don't be silent, but why you stand for. And this channel, we stand for equality. We stand for justice. We stand for everyone have the equal opportunity to basically become what God has created them to be. But anyways, man, that is my spill. Houston Texans, take care. Let's get it.